everybody, let's talk about modems. Before I get started, I just want to say that I'm sorry for how long and how boring the modem video last month was. Unfortunately, several people told me it probably needed more editing than what I had done. It was a little long, it was very boring, I apologize for that. So this month, I'm doing just one modem. This is the HP82-950A modem. This is for the 80 series machines. Your typical home user probably doesn't know anything about the 80 series machines, and that's okay. They were targeted towards the engineering departments of major corporations and people who were engineers. It is more like a calculator than it is a computer. It doesn't use any CPU that you're used to because it doesn't really have a CPU in the traditional sense. Now, let me just say, I'm not an expert and I don't know everything about this machine. I just happen to have one because I think it's neat and I like using it in order to control various test equipment that I have in my collection. Now, that's the reason why I have the machine. But as soon as I got the machine, I realized there's a modem for it. And me being me, I just had to get the modem and make the modem work. This machine has a built-in video display. It's a little 5-inch monitor like you might be used to seeing on something like an Osborne or a Commodore SX64. It's black and white, but it's a 32 column by 16 row display. Let's go ahead and get this modem in there. This is the machine that I'm talking about. It is the Hewlett-Packard 85 computer. It has this receipt printer built into it with a big old roll of paper here, little bitty 5-inch display. This is the cartridge tape. You can check out CuriousMarc's videos. He has a nice video series about the HP 85 machine and diagnosing and repairing and restoring various things on it. It's been very helpful to me. Check out CuriousMarc, M-A-R-C, and you'll see him do a lot of really neat things with an HP 85. But the one thing you won't find on his channel is a demonstration of this modem. And we'll add the modem back. One of the things you'll notice about the modem is that it's got this cutout here. And the reason for that is because there's some components in there that are a little large, like the actual RJ11 connectors, which is perfectly engineered to where whenever it gets inserted, it's only as tall as the slot that's above it, and it doesn't block, doesn't make it to where you can't use that slot. The other thing that I should probably show you is the floppy drive. It's 3.5-inch floppy drives. This is the 9121D, and they are single-sided 400K, essentially, Sony 3.5-inch floppy drives, and it communicates over the 488 bus. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up. First thing I need to do is turn on the floppy drive, and then we can turn on the computer itself. It takes the computer a second to warm up the CRT and do all of its self-tests, and it's running. So now that you've actually seen the machine, and because there's quite a glare on the front of the cover for the CRT, I'm going to reposition the camera so that you can see the display much easier. Load. And in this case, we're going to load a program called Modem for modem communications. And it's going to go to the disk and it's going to spin it. It's about 28K. And now Modem is ready for use. And you can see down at the bottom, it gives you a little menu there. We can do a self-test, which I'll do right now. It's a shift of that, so that becomes K8 is the actual function code there. And so it started its self-test of the modem, and it passed. So let's dial something. Let's go ahead and dial RMAC D-dial first, because it's the one thing that I have here at the house that you can actually set to 32 column mode. So I'll hit K2 for dial. Ask for the phone number. The number is 986-9864. And it is now dialing. You can faintly hear the little relay going click, 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 click. Well, I can. You probably can't. But it's dialing. Now we're waiting for the connection. And it's connected. So let's log in as my 300 baud test user here. Oh, I got my password wrong, didn't I? It doesn't matter. You don't need a password in order to get into RMAC. So here we are. We're logged in, and already the bot is welcoming us. Of course, it assumes that everybody's going to be in 40 column or greater mode, so it formats everything in 40 column by default. So we'll set it to width 32, and I'll actually depress my caps lock key, which unlocks the caps. That's backwards from what you normally expect. We will turn off the station lists. I will set my handle to DJ, HP 85. And then we'll say something like, hello D-Dial, you are on YouTube. Sorry, I'm typing with one hand there. And so you can see that that's formatted out correctly at 32 columns. I don't think anybody's awake other than me. I could go to another terminal probably and type a response to myself, but we're always here on RMAC Diversidial. We're just lurking around, so if you want to call and chat with us on a 32-year-old multi-user Apple II system that's packed full of modems, feel free to telnet to rmac.d-dial.com, and that will get you connected. You'll have to answer a quick question at the beginning that keeps the bots from beating up my old equipment, but then you can just press enter at the password prompt, and there we are. And just say hello, because not everybody notices whenever somebody logs in. You can hit Control-G to make a beep, which I'll do right now, because I haven't even seen if this thing understands how to do a beep. And it doesn't, but whatever. Everybody else probably heard a beep, but this one did not. So that's a test there. So let's go ahead and quit. And you heard it make a little noise there to let you know that you lost the carrier. This time we're going to go ahead and dial the BBS. My BBS is a GBBS Pro. It's running 24/7, has been for about 5 years, just like our RMAC Diversidial. And we're connected with a real modem at 300 baud. Well, I'll go ahead and log in as myself here. And I'm not going to be doing any sysopping, so I will bypass the sysop password. And here we are. We have an HP 85 online in 2017. How about that? The problem here with the weird wrapping that you're seeing is that GBBS assumes that you either use 20, 40, or 80 columns. I believe that's correct. And so some of the lines are ending up getting wrapped over. But here we are, all logged in. Hey, it looks like God just called. And look at that, we have 18 new posts that I haven't read. I'll pull up the menu here, which will be the 80 column version of the menu. I wonder what that'll look like in 32 columns. Pretty messy. But, you know, one of the things that you could do with Modcom, and there's another one called TermM, Terminal Emulator. I don't have a copy of TermM yet. Mark said that he would send me a copy. And I can't remember if he did or not, because it's been several months since we last discussed it, and I didn't want to bug him about it today, because Modcom does work, but there is a file transfer option that you can use and download files from various things. So I imagine, you know, you could log into your company's HP mini computer and share your HP 85 programs and data files with other engineers in your corporation through that kind of mechanism. Let's go ahead and terminate our call here. It's going to ask me if I'm sure. And carrier lost. For our next step, let's take the modem apart and see what it looks like inside. Okay, so here's our modem, which I have already disassembled. There it is. That is the entire modem. Now, some of the things that I think are kind of interesting about this, there's this huge crystal here, which is even taller than the RJ11 jacks. But other than that, there isn't a whole lot of reason for that thing to need to be that tall back there. But this is something that I think is pretty interesting. First of all, it has an 8049 microcontroller. And then this is an 8250 UART. I believe this is actually a modem chip. I'm not sure what the big purple ceramic chip is up here. It's probably going to be special HP custom chip to handle interfacing with HP's bus. See up here where it says this is actually an HP. It's not something that somebody else helped them make, but it has these orange potted modules down here. Now I believe that these are transmit and receive filters for the modulation and demodulation side of the circuit. And the reason why I think that's the case is because, check out this. This is a Hayes Micromodem 2, which has the exact same two potted modules. They're kind of glossy compared to the matte finish of these others, but if you'll notice, the part numbers that are stenciled onto them are exactly the same. Now, this one here, there's a 0 that kind of fell off of the end of it here. Somebody didn't get that aligned on there quite right. These were made in 1980. These were made in 1981. But that's not the only place. They're also seen on the Hayes Micromodem 100, which is the S100 version of the micromodem that Hayes made. Again, the same part numbers. These are date stamped from 82. So this intrigued me. I have never seen these modules in any other modem ever produced. So last night I sent a message on Facebook to Dale Hetherington asking him if he had any recollection, because it is my understanding, and I may be flawed, that the circuits that are potted into these modules were actually designed by Dale Hetherington. He's the one that invented the Hayes modem. He designed both of those micromodems that I just showed you. And even though the remainder of this circuit doesn't resemble a whole lot one of these micromodems, it does have these modules. I have never seen these modules used in any other modem besides Hayes micromodems. So I haven't heard back from Dale yet. Maybe I'll figure out if I can tag him in this video post, and maybe he can come back and let us know. So yeah, that's the HP82950A modem and the HP85 running Modcom. I hope this was a little bit better edited and a little shorter and less boring than the last one. It may be more boring because you didn't know, possibly you didn't know anything about the subject that I was covering. So, but that's kind of what I'm doing here. I have a lot of really obscure things in my collection that a lot of people don't even know exist, let alone have ever used them or seen them before. And part of what I'm trying to do here is share those with everybody and get them documented for history, most importantly. So, until next time, hope you're having a happy Modem Monday. Bye, y'all.